only ever known. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. I made a promise, can't nobody take it. I chose to put you above all the nations. Out of your graves, I chose to awaken. We made a covenant, don't you forsake it. Come get protected while they going crazy. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. I woke you up in your land of captivity. I do not change, I want you to remember me. Laws and commandments, I gave you the remedy. Go read the testimonies for your memory. I sent them prophets, but you wasn't hearing me. I come to you if you really come near to me. I heard your cry, now it's time to take it to me. I don't know what got you from all of your enemies. Who you know open the sea. Them waters was bitter, but I made it sweet. Case you ain't know how to swim, I'm your protector, so I made you walk on your feet. This a reminder you married to me. I just want you to be all I called you to be. They called you niggas, but I made you priests. I'm about to give you back everything. I'm sending plagues for you. I'm sending boys, drying up rivers. I leave them dead for you. Tell Pharaoh, let my people go. You heard what I said for you. Tell Pharaoh, let my people go. You heard what I said for you. For you, you only ever known. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel, I'm the reason you in captivity. We made a covenant, you ain't remember me. You broke the covenant, I sent your enemy. Get out my lane since you wasn't fearing me. I'm the reason they put you in chains. I'm the reason they switched up your name. I'm the reason why you in the hood. I'm the reason of all your pain. I'm sending flows fast, daily. Think I don't love you, y'all my babies. Gave my son, must be crazy. Come out that system, come out of that lady. They got that military, it would not phase me. It would not move me, it would not graze me. Remember Egypt, I did all that for my people. You only ever known. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. You only ever known. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel.
All the small talk don't faze me. I'm a real Israelite baby. Came from the slums, it was crazy.
Space time.
You ain't getting far cause you lazy. Gotta put in work for the kingdom, baby. Knows how I'm loving, and yeah, I'm an Israelite baby. All the small talk don't faze me. I'm a real Israelite baby. Came from the slums, it was crazy. Now I'm in them strips reading daily. You ain't getting far cause you lazy. Gotta put in work for the kingdom, baby. Praise the Most High, I'm loving how he made me. And yeah, I'm an Israelite baby. Yeah, I was moving different, had to get my life right. Praise the Most High for repentance, now my mind right. Never folding, I keep trying till I get it right. And you know they hate you when you say you get it right. I'm not perfect, don't compare me to Christ, yeah. I'm a filthy rag, tryna live righteous. Going through the world, tryna be a light, yeah. Trials and tribulations, gotta keep fighting. Telling the world all my sins. Praying that someone repent. The past, I can't let it back in. My time coming, gotta keep praying. All the small talk don't faze me. I'm a real Israelite baby. Came from the slums, it was crazy. Now I'm in them strips reading daily. You ain't getting far cause you lazy. Gotta put in work for the kingdom, baby. Praise the Most High, I'm loving how he made me. And yeah, I'm an Israelite baby. Moving out. Yeah, that old man had to move him out. No more sleepy, going back a calm now. Living righteous trips with my mom now. I remember it was hard times, yeah. Most High woke me up, renew my mind, yeah.
Shalom, 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 everybody. Shalom. Welcome to the Torah class. Let me know if I'm too close or not. 1 second. Okay, shalom, you guys. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to the Torah class for all of our new subscribers and new sisters. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Princess Pillars Bible Study. We are so excited to launch this vision that we have for the women of Israel, giving women access to knowledge and understanding of the Bible in its totality. So I am excited to teach it to you guys today. For those of you that are new to my class, okay, the way that I teach is very informational. I teach according to the Torah and helping women understand the Torah and how to guide themselves through the Torah, how to implement the laws into your life on a daily basis, so that you can continue to abide by those laws and not get caught slipping, because we don't want to do that. All right. And eventually we will learn a whole bunch of things about the law, statutes, and commandments. And I am just very excited. So we want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory go to the Most High God, Yahweh. And we do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Tonight's lesson, we are going to be getting into the beginning of the laws and what are the laws. So for those who would like to take notes, I always recommend it. I got a whole highlighting video out there teaching you how to highlight and organize your Bible. So notes are very important, especially for my class. Now, I do offer my notes that I've spent hours on putting in information and resources into our Princess Pillars Academy that is available on Google Classroom. For those who are interested in a self-guided Bible study, our Princess Pillars Academy is perfect for women who want to learn, not in a classroom setting, just you, yourself, the notes, some videos, and some one-on-one tutoring with your teacher whenever you need it. This is a free service that we offer through the Princess Pillars Israel Sisterhood, and we want to be able to extend this knowledge to everyone. We also have a support group. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing sisterhood that we've been having for almost 2 years now, and it is an amazing support group with all different types of resources and services geared towards. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Geared towards helping women become more community minded. Okay, so that support group is available on WhatsApp. It's absolutely free for you to be a part of this. If you're interested, the links are in the description box. Please don't forget to subscribe, follow, and hit that notification bell to receive any of our future posts. So let's get started in our notes today. Okay, so the name of this lesson is going to be the origin of the law. We are going to be discussing the laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, important things to know about the lesson today. In class, we will be discussing the foundational elements of the law and establishing our connection to the laws through covenants between the Most High and some of the Bible's most prominent and monumental men like Noah, Abraham, Moses, and so many more, right? Understanding what has happened before us can help give us an understanding of what is to come and how to follow the laws better. Okay, so lucky. So it will help us be able to understand the laws better, right? Understanding where they came from, where they originated from, the origin story, and the importance of the connection between a covenant and the laws. So here are some key points for you to write down. A covenant is an agreement, right? And we're going to get into all of these things, I promise. Take some notes and follow along. Fucking my hair wrap is kind of bothering me. Cute little polka dots. Okay, girl. So a covenant is an agreement, right? It's an alliance, it's a treaty, and or it's a promise, right? Number one. Number two is that the laws are forever, right? They're forever. The Most High's promises, they don't end. Okay, pay attention. They do not end, they just upgrade or they elevate. Okay. So as we go through history and we go through the Torah and follow different examples, we will see how the laws have evolved over time and how they've begun, how these covenants have played a role. And it is such a beautiful experience. And the last key point is that everything has a beginning and an origin. Okay. All right. I forgot I had slides for these parts. So I'll give you guys a second. We'll get those slides. Sorry about that. All right. So some questions that we will be discussing and answering in today's lesson. Okay. And the way that we kind of do our studies in Israel Sisterhood, and I know that for those who watch our other teachers like Zakiah, shout out to Akwad Zakiah, and our other teachers, Akwad Sahara, or even our other teachers, Akwad Shemai, that you guys will notice that we focus on structure and answering certain questions so it makes it easy for you to follow along. So the questions that we're going to be focusing on today are our what questions. So what are the law, statutes, and commandments? What is a covenant? And what are the 7 different covenants? Now, we might not be able to get to all of these questions today, but however, we will be able to get to at least the first one and the second one. Okay, so let's begin. Here are some materials that you will need for class today. You'll need your Bible. You will definitely need the blue letter or the Strong's. If you have the Strong's book, that's super awesome. You're gonna need some highlighters and a notebook. Okay, so I'm super excited. Taking notes is one of my favorite parts about studying my Bible. I love the how highlighting process, everything. It's like my favorite part. So let's begin. Let's jump right on into the lesson. So what, okay? What we are going to be focusing on the what. What are the laws, statutes, and commandments? Okay? The laws are the codes, instructions, and societal understandings we had for our people, right? As Israelites. The laws weren't created specifically for all nations, but some laws, they do apply to them. That is something that not everybody knows, that the law, statutes, and commandments, they were made specifically for us, yes. But there are some laws out there that do pertain to the other nation and that the other nations do have to follow, or that they were created for them. So come on. The difference between laws, statutes, and commandments, right? The laws are going to be in regard to instructions, right? They're going to be instructions for sin, atonement, peace offerings, burnt offerings, meat offerings, trespasses, consecrations, the dietary laws, feast days, you name them, right? We have the social laws. Those laws are going to be about property, inheritance, marriage, divorce, a lot of those things of how we get by socially. and the laws that pertain to those. We have our dietary laws, which is the difference between things that are like clean and unclean and how to cook and store foods. We have purity laws, which deal with menstruation, skin disease, mold, and even intimacy, the laws on those things. We have the laws of feasts, is us knowing when and how to celebrate each feast day and holy days. We have laws of sacrifices and offerings. This is going to be the laws on sin offerings, burnt offerings, things like that. And we have laws of priesthood. Those are the laws that pertain to tithes, the high priest duties, little things like that. So we have a whole bunch of different laws in regards to a lot of these topics. Okay. And then the statutes, right? So the statutes are going to be rules and edicts for Israelites to advance socially so that we can live amongst one another. Okay. One very important thing, and everything that I teach or everything that I say for women, I highly recommend that you dive into your Bible and you find these things out. I'm not saying that everything I'm saying is end all be all, but however, I love for these topics to spark conversation, whether it's between you and your husband, or between you and your father, or between you and your camp, for you to learn more and ask questions about more things in the Bible. Nothing that I teach or nothing that we teach as women in the Israel Sisterhood trumps anything that you learn from your husband or your camp. I'm making that very clear. Okay, so Khan, the statutes are going to be rules and edicts for Israelites to advance socially, right? And one thing that's very important, some things that you might notice as you read through, is that judgments and statutes, they go hand in hand, right? An example of that is going to be if you see one of the laws in the Torah that will say, don't do this because it is bad. If you do this, then you will be exiled or you will die. You know, it's usually something that is a statement attached with a judgment. It's how we govern ourselves as people. It's rules. And I can see that sometimes they seem a little similar when it comes to laws. But the difference between the laws, the statutes, and commandments are very small, but we follow them all regardless. So when it comes to commandments, commandments are going to be those thou shalt or thou shalt not statements, right? We have the 10 commandments. We even have red letter or thus saith the Lord, right? These things are commands. These are commandments that were given to us. Okay, so there's a slight differences between the differences in the laws. However, they are all things that we are required to follow, regardless, right? Con. We categorize the laws, but at the end of the day, the law is the law. We only do it to navigate through it, but to be honest, they are all the law and we got to follow them anyway. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the etymology. And this is where you want to bring out your Strongs. Now, if you have a Strongs book, that is super cool. And I love having the traditional book in the hard copy. But if you don't, no worries. You can always go onto the blueletterbible.com, and it has a whole bunch of different resources that will help you be able to translate the language, the biblical language, right? It allows you to translate the different versions and translations of the Bible back into its original language, into the Greek, so that you can be able to understand the intention behind a word or the true definition. So if we go into the Strongs and we put on H8451 and we put it in for the word laws, the Hebrew, or the Greek word is going to pop up as Torah. Well, it's H, so it's going to be Hebrew. The word is going to be Torah, okay, for the word law. And the definition that is attached to it is Mosaic law, instruction, a body, legal directives, law of the burnt offering. I really love using the Blue Letter Bible when it comes to understanding the Bible itself, and especially the law, statutes, and commandments, because it allows you to fully get the definition of what it's exactly saying, so that you don't have to what's that word that people like to say, dang, what's that word? Interpret. There we go. You don't have to interpret anything. They gave you the full definition on what it is saying, black and white, very clear. So if we go into the Strongs for the word statutes, okay, we're going to get H2708. I do not know how to pronounce that, so I'm not even going to try. For statutes, it says manner, ordinances, something prescribed, okay? It has a limit to it. It's something that's given to you based off of one other thing. Like when you have an ailment, you are prescribed something. So when something goes wrong or something goes right, there can be something that is prescribed for it, right? You can search up the definition of prescribed as well. So if we go into the Strong's, last word for commandments, and we put in H4687, it says mitzvah for the word commandments. And the definition for that one, it says a command, a law, code of wisdom, commandments of God. Okay, so a lot of the things I said in the previous slide come from the definition received straight from the blue letter. Okay, just so that clarifies and where I got that information. A lot of it comes from studies of understanding the language and getting what the true definition of it was. So Con, let's open up our Bibles. Yeah, let's dive right on in. So we're going to open up our Bibles. What is the significance of the laws? What is the significance? Let's try and answer it in the chat. Okay, let's put it down in the chat. What do you guys think is the significance of the law? Why is the law even important? What is the point? Why did the Most High God give us the law, statutes, and commandments? Okay, let's do that. Where is my phone? Here it is. Let's see. What is the importance of the law? Since you got your Bible, can I see it? Oh, sorry, sister. I can use my Bible on my phone, actually. I'm sorry. I know you probably just figured it out. All right. So while you guys answer that in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the Bible verse that I want you guys to read. So we're going to read first. We're going to go to Exodus chapter 18. And the verse I want to focus on is verse 20. But we're going to jump up to verse 19. Okay? So, let's see. I can't see the chat. How do I see the chat? Oh, here we go. Khan. It says, let's see. Shalom. We have protection. Khan. We have guide for life. We say, without the law, we wouldn't have any guidance. Khan, all praises. Yes, that's actually very true. Without the law, we wouldn't have any guidance. We wouldn't know what we were doing. And that is 100% a fact. So all praises to that. Let's go to Exodus chapter 18. We're going to go to verse 19 and stop at verse 20. And it reads, hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt shew them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. So, Khan, this is the significance of the laws, because the laws, like you guys said, all praises, are a guide for life. This is the point. That's the whole purpose of them, right? It's to help guide us. This is how we know how to walk and talk and do all the good stuff. The laws, right? So, Khan, let's go to our next precept. It's going to be Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 46. Leviticus, verse 26 and chapter 26 and verse 46. Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 46, and it reads, "These are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Lord made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses." These, I love when the Bible just says exactly what it needs to say. Because that's it right there. These statutes, these judgments, and these laws, he made them for us. And in that previous verse, they blend together so perfectly and harmoniously, and tells us that this is how we're going to learn how to walk upright, how to think upright, how to do the work, how to do anything. The law, statutes, commandments, always the answer. So come on. Right? The laws are our heritage. Okay? And we're going to keep our Bibles open. We're going to read some more precepts. Okay? We just talked about the significance of the law, right? Now we're going to talk about the law as our heritage, right? And let's go to Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 14. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 14. Chapter 58 and verse 14. All right, come. And it reads, then shalt thou delight thyself in the Most High God, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of the Most High God hath spoken it. I love this. I love this. And I say this in my classes all the time. I love how much the Bible just affirms all of these things, right? The Bible isn't telling us not to follow the laws. It's actually encouraging us to follow them and letting us know that there are benefits to following the law, right? And not only are we supposed to follow it, but we're supposed to breathe it. We're supposed to live it. It is our heritage. Come on, let's go to Deuteronomy in chapter 32 and verse 9. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 9. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 9. And it reads, "For the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance." I love this. I love this, right? This is what helps give us that understanding and gives us that momentum, right? Listening to precepts like these is what helps give us that momentum that encourages us to follow the laws. It reminds you on the daily, what is the point? This is the point. You working towards something. You might not be able to see it right now, but you're working towards something. There's an inheritance that we're trying to grasp here. You're working towards it. Just keep following along. Okay? A covenant between the Most High and his people. Okay? The laws are a part of a covenant. They're a part of that. Okay? Let's go to Exodus chapter 15 and verse 26. Exodus chapter 15 and verse 26. Exodus chapter 15 and verse 26. And it reads, "And said, if thou wilt diligently hearken to the voice of the Most High God thy God, and wilt do that which is right in his sight, and wilt give ear to his commandments, and will keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healeth thee. Right? And I know y'all remember those points that I made earlier about a covenant. A covenant is an agreement. This is an alliance. It's a treaty. It's a promise, right? So when we think, and we will when we get into the covenant, right? And we get into the portion of the covenants and breaking that down, you'll start to hear the words of promises, the words of alliances being built between the children of Israel, the descendants, or what do you call that? Ascendants, what do you call that? The forefathers of Israel as well, right? The men that came before Jacob and the Most High God. You'll just see it unfold through history and through time, and it is so beautiful. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 3. 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 3. 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 3. And it reads, and keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. If you hear that word, he said, keep the charge. Keep the charge. That means we were instructed to keep these laws. The charge of the Most High God, thy God. He said, hey, yo, this is what I told you to do. It's your charge, right? As women, if you're charged to do something, right? If your husband charges you to teach the kids a lesson for Shabbat while he goes to camp, that's your charge. You have to do so. You do what you are told. You make sure you get it done. Okay? And that is exactly what that precept is telling us. We make sure we get it done. We follow these laws because they are important. Let's go to Psalms. Okay? And it's a lot of precepts. I always have a lot of precepts. Salakia. Okay, Khan. So we're going to go to Psalms chapter 105, verse 7 through 9. Psalms chapter 105, verse 7 through 9. Again, that's Psalms chapter 105, verse 7 through 9. And it reads, he is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. He hath remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. I love this precept. This precept is going to bridge the idea and the understanding that there is a covenant between the Most High God and his people, and that is a part of the law, or the law is a part of that covenant. And we're going to get into the importance of covenant. So we're going to start off by getting into what is a covenant. Okay, what is a covenant? Let's go to Strong's. Right, going to Strong's. We stay in that blue letter, okay, in this class, because You got to be able to substantiate what you're saying and what you understand and what you know. Okay. So the Strongs, we're going to jump into H1285 for the word covenant. Okay. And it means an agreement, a treaty, an alliance, etc. So you will see that in the Strongs and in the blue letter when you search that up. In the Bible, a covenant is a contract. Okay, it's a contract between the children of Israel and the Most High. There are only two covenants that are the most important. All the other ones, yes, they are all important. But there are two that are the most important to us in our generation, right? And that's going to be the covenant between the Most High and Moses, and the covenant and the new covenant, right? Those are going to be the two most important ones. But we will discuss all of the covenants in the Bible as well, just so that we can dissect history and dissect the understanding of the covenants and understand the origins of the law. So let's jump to Exodus chapter 19, verse 4 through 6. Let's go Exodus chapter 19, verse 4 through 6. Again, that's Exodus chapter 19, verse 4 through 6. And it reads, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings and brought you unto myself. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. These covenants have established the laws, right? They have established the laws that we hold dear. And without these relationships and alliances between the Most High God and his people, right, we wouldn't have received the laws the way that we have the laws today. Without the covenant that he had with Moses, without that agreement, without that alliance, without those promises, we wouldn't have received the laws the way that we have them today. So, Con, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 13. We're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 13. Okay. Oh, let me go back. So we're almost done. We're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 13. And it reads, And he declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments. And he wrote them upon the 2 tables of stone. Right? This just reiterates what I just said and kind of helps bridge the gap between what I was connecting between Moses and the Most High, and how receiving that covenant, receiving that promise, right, is what allowed us to be able to receive the commandments, right? It's what gave us the stepping stone. So the covenants and the laws, they have a relationship, and I want to dive into that. So let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse 9. Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse 9. We're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 9 and verse 9. And it reads, When I was gone up into the mount to receive the tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant, which the Most High God made with you, then I abode. Hold on. Hold on. I done lost it. Where is that? Salaki. There we go. Then I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. I neither did eat bread nor drink water. Moses, right, like others before him, went through a lot, and he broke past spiritual and mental limits in order to receive the foundational pillars of our written laws. This type of dedication is one of the many reasons why the laws are even more special. Okay, I'm super excited about this the evolution of the law through a covenant. Okay, so these are a few things that we're going to write down that is going to help us for our next class next week. Okay, for our part 2. There you go. So you can talk to us. There you go, baby. Okay, these are 4 key components and similarities within each covenant that I want you guys to keep in mind as we are dissecting the differences between the covenants. Okay, these are some key components that I noticed, but I would love next time when we come to class, if you guys notice any other key components or any other similarities, I would love for you guys to bring them to the table, bring them to the chat, bring them to the conversation so we can discuss it. Okay, so number one of the key components that I've noticed between all of the different covenants is one, there is some form of a sacrifice or a payment that is given and establishes the agreement. So there is some kind of sacrifice or a covenant, right? This establishes that agreement, whether it's a meat offering or some kind of offering, right? There's a sacrifice. Number 2, both parties are consensual and deemed worthy to one another. Okay, both parties. So, of course, the Most High God is worthy, right? Hands down. Ain't nobody gonna think that he's not, right? But the Most High God also chooses the other person that he builds this covenant with and deems that that person is worthy. It's not a random pick. He's not just like, I'm gonna close my eyes and just pick somebody. No, he's very intentional on who he builds these relationships with and creates these covenants with, right? Let's see. Okay. And number 3, come on, baby. Number 3, a promise is made and consequences are explained if applicable. So for a lot of these, oh, you want this? For a lot of these covenants, you'll be able to see and notice them right away. A promise is made of some kind of something, right? And if there are any consequences that need to be explained, then they are applied. And we'll notice that especially in the first covenant with Adam. Number 4, the last key component is that laws are created or reintroduced or upgraded. Now that one is super cool, and you'll see how the laws have played a role over time between the different relationships that the Most High God has had with his people. Okay, okay. All praises. Thank you guys for joining in to class tonight, trying to stay underneath an hour. Some precepts that I would love for us all to read. Okay, I'm going to give out some precepts. These are going to be some explanations of the different covenants over time and how they have been presented to us that might help us learn how to serve the Most High God better. So some good precepts to use. If somebody can write this in the chat, or not to use, but to read, right? We're going to read these. Not right now, but we'll read them outside of class and then come back next week and we'll read them again. So it's going to be 2nd Ezra chapter 3, verse 1 through 7. 2nd Ezra, I hope I'm saying that right. Chapter 3, verse 1 through 7. This is exceptional. This precept is very good, and it helps give an understanding of a few things. Honestly, the whole chapter is pretty good. I will say it's a little bit meaty, so read with caution. The next precept is going to be Ecclesiasticus, right? These are coming from the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus chapter 17, verse 1 through 12. This is going to talk about how the law is an inheritance, and it really helps gain that understanding that you might need for some of this. And it's going to draw attention to the elevation and the promises that were given within a covenant between the Most High and his chosen. Okay. All right. Those are the two sections I would love for us to read. Again, that's going to be 2nd Ezra chapter 3, verse 1 through 7. 2nd Ezra chapter 3, verse 1 through 7. Okay. And then the next one was Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach. Ecclesiasticus is chapter 17, verse 1 through 12. That's going to be in the Apocrypha. Okay. You can also find that on the KJVA app. You can find it on, I'll put a link in the description box for some online Bible apps that allow you to be able to read the Apocrypha. Okay. All praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. I appreciate you all for tuning in, for joining us in today, for learning, for studying your Bible more than just what we usually do on the regular, but taking the time to understand the law, statutes, and commandments. And that's what we strive for every day. As women, we should be encouraging one another to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and to believe in the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so all praises, and I appreciate you guys. And thank you so very much. I'll see you guys next week. Shalom.